presented by Seat77.com. As always, Dave Dabbah is coming to you live from the Super Plus Seat 77 broadcast studio in the heart of Silicon Valley. Now, Dave Dabbah.
North America, good afternoon. I am Dave Dabbah, and this is the Dave Dabbah Big Show for a Monday. Oh boy, have we got a huge show for you today. Here's what we have for you today. Kevin Durant is officially a free agent and will meet with 5 other teams as well as the Oklahoma City Thunder. But guess what? The New York Knicks are not on the list. We've got the lawyer that sent that text that got him fired from Johnny Manziel's legal team. We've got James Harrison inviting Roger Goodell over to his house to perform that PED interview. We've got Mike Brown, for some reason, will be the new head assistant coach for your Golden State Warriors. I mean, what are the Warriors thinking with that one? And we have the most amazing, unbelievable, fantastically delicious upset in the history of sport as Iceland, a country of 300,000 people, beats England in soccer, or as the rest of the world calls it, and appropriately so, football. All of that and more on today's super big show. Okay, North America, info at seat77.com. Send us your emails and we will read them on the air a little later in the week. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the SoundCloud, Spreaker, and of course, our big iTunes channel is blowing up, so thank you for all of your support there.
And now, North America, it's time for exclusive coverage of the National Basketball Association, the league that Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Air Jordan saved for Shaq, Kobe, and LeBron James. Presented by Seat77.com. And now, back to the Dave Dabbah Big Show.
Okay, North America, are you like me? And have you started to suffer from National Basketball Association withdrawal? And it's only been like a week since the last game of the season, and I'm already missing it. I can't wait. I cannot wait for those summer league games to pop up on ESPN 15. I'm just saying, I can't wait to watch some of those. So anyways, we're going into the NBA free agency time period, which is about to kick off a little later in the week. And the big fish out there, as we all know, is Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin has agreed to take a meeting with the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team that he currently plays for, the city that loves him, the organization that he likes, a team that almost made it to the NBA Finals this year, a team that on draft day made moves to improve the team to keep Kevin Durant there. So how does Kevin Durant thank them? He agrees to meet with them. Thanks, Kev. Anyways, other teams that Kevin Durant will be meeting with are the Golden State Warriors. Maybe that Mike Brown thing has something to do with Kevin Durant deciding to meet with the Golden State Warriors. Okay, so real quick, Mike Brown, who is one of the, seriously, one of the worst coaches in the history of the National Basketball Association, is now going to be the top assistant for Steve Kerr and his Golden State Warriors. This is the sign that the Warrior organization is heading downhill. It is just going to completely fall apart. Oh, and one other note. For all of you people out there that think this USA basketball team is going to win it all, I want to point out the fact that Harrison Barnes has made the team. I'm telling you, if Harrison Barnes is making the team, there's a chance. There is a good chance that they won't win gold this year. Okay, so other teams that Kevin Durant will meet with, of course, is San Antonio, Miami, the Heat. And I could see Kevin Durant going to Miami. I really could. I could see him deciding to be LeBron James 2. the King, too, in Miami. Of course, Boston, the Celtics, which makes a lot of sense for Kevin Durant. It's the kind of organization that's got so many pieces that they can easily build around Kevin Durant. And they also have additional money, and they can go out and get additional players to play alongside Mr. Kevin Durant in Boston. A good fit, if you ask me, for Kevin Durant. And also, for some strange reason, and I thought there was a misprint on this, so I had to check around a little bit. And it's the Los Angeles, and if you think I'm going to say Lakers, you are mistaken. That's right, it is the Los Angeles Clippers. Kevin Durant must have made a mistake on that one, but he will be meeting with Doc Rivers and the Clippers, as opposed to the Laker organization, which desperately should be pursuing Kevin Durant. So the Lakers not on the list. The other team, surprisingly not on the list, is the New York Knicks. And, there were all these rumors earlier in the day that Melo, had a meeting with KD, blah, 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 blah. Well, apparently none of that helped because Kevin has no current plans to meet with your New York Knicks. All right, North America, tell us what you think of all of that info at seat77.com. Now, if you ask me where I think Kevin Durant is going to end up, I would really like to see him stay in Oklahoma City, even if it's only just for one more year. I would love to see him take one more shot at this with OKC. It just feels right. If he doesn't stay in OKC, I do not want to see him end up with the Warriors. I think it would blow their team chemistry. I do not want to see him in San Antonio because that would make San Antonio most definitely have a huge opportunity to actually win the NBA title, and I can't have that. They've won enough. Greg Popovich, it's time to retire and move on. I'm so tired of the Spurs. And the Miami Heat, they're just the Heat, so it is what it is. But I would like to see him play for the Celtics. That, to me, would be very entertaining to watch. I would love to see Kevin Durant in the East playing for the Celtics. Info at seat77.com. Tell us what you think, North America.
And now, North America, it's time to get down and dirty for some hard-hitting, concussion-causing coverage of the National Football League. The sport that Dave is so passionate about that he hasn't missed a single play of a Minnesota Viking game for the past 16 years. Presented by Seat77.com. And now, back to the Dave Dabbah Big Show.
Okay, North America, are you ready to talk about the National Football League? We are 72 days away, just 72 days away from the National Football League season. That's like a quarter. Seriously, it's like a quarter of a baseball season away from the start of the National Football League season. All right, lots to cover today. And I thought we would start today off by covering James Harrison. So of course, James Harrison was named in that Al Jazeera report, that PED report, and apparently the National Football League has been attempting to schedule meetings with James Harrison through the NFLPA, which is the NFL Players Association. James has finally spoken, and he came out, and I'm just going to paraphrase here. There's some great stuff online. You should check it out. But basically, to paraphrase, James Harrison said, look, I will do the interview. I have nothing to hide. I will not be bullied by the NFL. But I will do the interview on my terms. So the interview will be conducted at my house, and wait for it, and Roger Goodell needs to be there for the actual interview. Look, I got to tell you, this is not going to happen. Goodell is not going to go to James Harrison's house for an interview. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if there's some steak and some lobster and some dome, then maybe you could get Roger Goodell there. But this is fantastic. You can't write this stuff. It's unbelievable. Love James Harrison. Don't think it's going to happen. I would expect some sort of weird, wacky suspension to happen when James Harrison refuses to report to New York for an actual interview. Look, can't you guys just compromise and just go to like James Harrison's local Starbucks and have Goodell there. But if Goodell can't be there, can't you just Skype him in, James? Do you not have anything to hide? If you don't have anything to hide, just go to the interview already. But funny story nonetheless. All right, elsewhere around the former National Football League, Johnny Manziel, who, of course, got in that car accident last week, and then the famous, soon-to-be infamous lawyer who had a text, and he sent a text, and he thought he was sending it to another lawyer, but instead he sent it to a reporter. And in the text, he basically said that we better hope that Johnny Manziel doesn't get tested for drugs because he will fail, which then led to Johnny's dad to come out and say some pretty disturbing things about his son being a drug addict and having all sorts of issues. So that lawyer that made that mistake, that Freudian mistake, actually resigned from the case today. Nothing surprising there. But a fantastic story nonetheless. Okay, on to the biggest upset, seriously, in the history of sport. And you can look around and in America, we've got all of these sports. I mean, if you think about college football, what comes to mind? Appalachian State beats Michigan. Not as big, not even close to as big as a country with like 300,000 people. Iceland. Did you know, and I looked into this, did you know that Iceland will have 3 hours of night tonight? That's it. At midnight in Iceland, the sun will still be shining. A country of 300,000 people beats England in soccer. Unbelievable. A huge upset. It is the sports version of Brexit. It's absolutely unbelievable. By the way, their coach, Roy Hodgson, I'm sure I got that wrong, he makes like $4.5 million. He didn't even make it out of the locker room. He resigned before he even left the locker room. $4.5 million on the table. Hey, at least let their federation fire you so you can cash in on some of the cash. A total disgrace. England losing to Iceland in the round of 16 today. I know it doesn't seem like a lot to America, but seriously, think about it. We have 350 million people in the United States. That's 350 million people. So let's say half of those are men. And let's say half of those are men under the age of 30. So we have 50 million dudes to choose from, basically 50 million dudes to choose from to play soccer, and we get beat by Argentina 4-0. Seriously, Iceland, 300,000 people. It's unbelievable. It's a really amazing, absolutely amazing story. The darkest day in the history of England sports is happening right now, as they are now suffering from one of the darkest weeks in their economy as well. All right, North America, a short show for you today, though, but some really wacky stuff going on out there. Anyway, send us your emails, info@seat77.com. For the silent one, I am Dave Dabbah, reminding you that not everyone can be a champion, Ron Rivera, but everyone can act like one can. And good luck, North America.